Okay, now that we've bypassed our technical difficulties, so I bought a selfie stick, like a tripod one, like a little tiny one about this big, so that it was specifically made for phones, so you could just, stick your phone in it. Then I went to go record a video of me painting my pumpkin the other day, and the base part snapped off clean. Yeah. I was gonna I tried gluing it and stuff to try and fix it, and it didn't go well. So, we're in my kitchen, because it's honestly the cleanest part of my house at the moment, and the best place for this. And I promised my friend that I would make her Maleficent horns to wear for Halloween and stuff. Granted, I promised this like months ago, so she probably doesn't want to be Maleficent anymore, but I really want to make them anyways because I think they're going to look cool. So we did the trip to the dollar store earlier. I got 3 headbands so I can make more, some painter's tape, these little tiny Dixie cups, aluminum foil, and I have my hot glue gun. Because these things don't really look like they would be a very good kind of base, but I want to be able to access these little parts to go into your hair, so it would probably stay easier. But a couple weeks ago, my store had an ice cream sale, and I went out and bought superhero masks for everyone to wear. And so I'm gonna take this black one that I have that I brought home, and I'm gonna glue it to the top of this so that there is like a base for my horns to sit on. So we'll see how this goes. Could be awful. I don't know. Could be awful. No idea. Could be awful. Could melt. Oh, but I am using high temp ones, so it takes it can take a little bit to like dry. Or to at least harden fully. That seems to be doing okay though. And like once it's kind of not going to burn your fingers off, you can kind of like smear it over the edges a little bit. I think it makes it. But then you get like, hot glue on you. Which is why you should wait a little bit so it's not so hot. Because burning fingers is not fun. Oh, really? Maybe it's not actually gonna stick. I don't know, we'll see. Get all the stringy bits off. There. So now it kind of looks like this. Ooh, doom. And theoretically, you should be able to put it into your hair, and this little black part is going to act as a base for the horns. So the horns will go like up in here. And while that's drying, we'll break out our little cups. So the reason why I got the cups was so I could have just like a base, aside from that, for each horn to build up from. Basically the idea is that I'm going to take the tin foil and wrap it around this. And go from there, I guess. But first, we need to have like a little bit of shaping. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the part off of these, and we'll see how it goes from there. Because from there I can like kind of flatten it a little bit, I think. There we go. And it'll conform a little bit better. Yeah. And build it up from that. Like so. Maybe bring it a little farther back. Maybe I'll just... And I'll do the seam in the back. And we'll just kind of go up a little bit. Curve it back a little bit. Yeah. And we'll take some tape and tape it down. That's also, I guess, a good reason to leave them empty on the inside, not fill them in. Because you're going to be wrapping tinfoil around it anyways, but like if you leave it empty on the inside, you can kind of curl the tape inside and it might have a better hold. And yeah. Now the trick with these kinds of things is the fact that you have to try and make the horns the same on each side, which is, you know, fun. And by fun, I mean not really at all. There we go. Got it in there finally. Just cut around the edge. Alright. And there we go. So far, so good. And yeah, we're just gonna snip off this cord. I was thinking maybe like we could keep it on there just for like added security, but it's gonna be kind of a pain in the butt to put on with it there. So see if we can get it. So you got it into the hair at least. Now I just need to curve them up and back. I feel like they maybe should have been like a little wider, maybe like down here instead, but I mean, I can still change that. Yeah, I think I will. Okay, so I'm back. And I've readjusted where they are on the headband. There. They sit a little farther apart now so they can curve back. And it does still go into your hair, so it keeps it nicely in place. If you want to have bangs, though, it might have, well, maybe not a little bit. Pick it out with a comb, maybe. Yeah. You can still go like that. And then they slide right out. So far so good. Now we want to build up the horn shape, I guess. And you can see I did tape the crap out of these. One side's a little more taped, you know, but they both got pretty taped. Also, this is all stuff that I got from the dollar store. This all cost me $4. And I can make 3 of these. So, fairly cost effective. Time consuming, maybe, but cost effective. Yay, aluminum foil. So it's gonna take a little bit, I guess. And fold it in half and kind of go around like this, maybe. And maybe we'll just secure that with a little bit of tape. Maybe. Just to prevent anything from like flying away. Here. There we go. And now I've kind of made like a cylinder. You kind of just want to like crimp it together and then twist. You just gotta remember that you have your little cup in here. So like it's gonna look weird when you go to twist it because it's gonna crimp up really small right here. And then not be very small right here. Build up the outer horn shape with it. So from there you just kind of want to like take it up here and then do the same thing you did on the bottom part, except I think this time I'm going to secure it with a little piece of tape first so that I have like a sturdier spot of starting. Do that. And then we're just gonna wrap around. We're gonna want to build up in here a little bit more just because it's a little weak right there. Just because there was that gap of space from the cup. I'm gonna put a little piece of tape there just to solidify the wrapping area. And then we'll go ahead and get another thing of tinfoil. Now, the roll of tinfoil I got was a 40-foot roll. I'm not expecting to use all 40 feet of it, obviously. I should maybe do this again. Fold it 3 times this time. And I'm not going to tape it this time. I'm just going to build it up in that region. Whew. Although my tinsel just tore a little bit. And we're getting a pretty good horn, honestly. This is coming out pretty good. And it's pretty solid right there at the top of the cup now. Alright. Now, Maleficent's horns are not exactly, small. They're quite large. But I got to make sure that I get the shape right. So I think we're going to go in with a little bit smaller piece this time. Is how her horns go, I believe. And one of the things that I didn't show in here, which is going to be the kind of final part of this, is I have some electrical tape, black electrical tape. Hopefully I have enough to do both horns, but that's what's going to give it that black, leathery kind of feel that her horns usually have. Now, depending on which Maleficent you're doing, you could do like the live action one where her horns have ridges, pretty obvious ridges, and they're like a nice brown color, except when she's wearing that headdress of hers, which has the leather wrapping all the way up, except for I think maybe the tips of them. But we're gonna go with black anyways because they're more iconic that way from like the original animated movie. Now, Maleficent gets a lot of grief. I feel bad for her. Her live action movie, I still have yet to actually see the very, very end of it. For some reason, I got it, and I watched it, and I still have not seen the very, very tail end of it. Like, I ended up stopping watching, like, when Aurora wakes up, and, oh, sorry, spoilers. Oh, y'all know who the stupid thing is anyways. In that aspect. Aurora wakes up from her, and they're trying to escape, basically, from the castle. And I saw her little buddy turn into a dragon, and that was the end of it. That was the end that I saw. I still haven't seen the rest of it. I don't know why. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. Angelina Jolie was freaking beautiful. And she's usually beautiful, so. Not really saying much. And I think that is pretty damn good. I do say so myself. That is pretty damn good. Okay, so I've made the other horn and I've wrapped them in the painter's tape. And I gotta say, they came out pretty darn freaking cool looking. Like, this is what it looks like when they're on your head. I mean, they don't blend into your head very well, but you might be able to, like, you might be able to do that with, like, a scarf or something, make it blend in a little bit better. Because she does wear those head wraps and everything. But, honestly, I think it was pretty freaking neat. Just me. So now the next step would just be to wrap them in electrical tape to give them that kind of leathery look. So the great thing about using electrical tape is it's stretchy, so you can kind of stretch it to get rid of the bumps and things like that. However, I've used quite a bit of my electrical tape. I'm not entirely certain that I'm going to have enough to finish both these horns. So there might be a point where I have to go get some more and record this. Or at least, you know, record more after I'm done. So, yeah. Ooh, come on. Come on. You can also, if you have a hair dryer, electrical tape reacts quite favorably to a hair dryer. It makes it a bit more pliable, so you can kind of straighten things out that way as well. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go that. And you're going to notice that no matter what way you do this, it's not going to come out exactly smooth. That's just not going to happen. Just because the way I did it with tinfoil and stuff, there's going to be texture with the tape and everything, but it's going to make it at least a little bit smoother. There are other ways to do this with cardboard and things like that, so that you can, so it has like a different kind of texture tone to it. Makes it a little bit smoother when you're wrapping. And then it also can give you those fine ridges that horns you can sometimes have, like hers have in the movie and everything. And yeah, so basically this is gonna be like really, really boring because it's just gonna be me wrapping around this. And just kind of smooth that into there. And there is one horn. It looks pretty damn freaking sweet. Oh my god. That looks so cool. So it's been a couple days. Finally got some more electrical tape. Yay! So we can start to finish wrapping up the other horn. And then we're going to have to go in and tape over this areas right here so they can't be seen. And that should be about it. So I will, yeah, let's go. Now the tips of the horns can be a little bit of a pain just because it involves some really, really tight wrapping. And getting things pulled kind of taut to make that nice point. But you just basically want to just keep wrapping up until you can reach the point and then bring it back down. Like that. I don't know if you can actually see it since it's all black. But basically you just wrap it up, and then you just kind of sharply bring it back down so it makes a point and covers up all the tape, and you just bring it back down and smooth it into here. Sorry. Oh. And yeah, that's a pair of horns. Okay, so I finished wrapping horns. I'll leave that. And I finished wrapping the base plate. Now, I did go around the edges and everything and tuck the tape under. When you do this, it's easiest to just kind of like mesh it to the edge, flatten up the top first, and then go back through and snip little darts into the tape so it's a lot easier to fold over. That way it comes out a lot smoother and everything. I also I wrapped this horn a second time only because there was like the other tape that I used, there was like sticky parts exposed and it had collected dust, and so it didn't look as good as the other side because it was fresh tape. So I did rewrap it. Otherwise, these are all done, and you now have a really neat pair of Maleficent horns. Or any kind of horns you want. I mean, you can change these up and do it any other way that you want to. You could have them go back further, although you might want some extra support, I guess would be the right word, or have it start further towards the top of your head and go back. That might be better. Or if you want them to curve down and around, kind of like a ram's horn, you could do that super easy. Just because tinfoil is really, really malleable. But once you like squish it into place, it's not going anywhere. That's what makes it really good for like armatures and things like that when you're stuffing them to get the right shape for what you want to do things with. But yeah, there are the pair of Maleficent horns. And these are all set for my friend to use for her Halloween costume. Yay! Alright. Hope you guys had fun. I know it's a little different than what I usually do, since I usually do, Minecraft or anything. But it's always fun to change things up. Plus, I love crafting. I watch a lot of DIYs, like the Sorry Girls and Lore DIY are kind of my heroes a little bit. More the Sorry Girls, I think. Although Lore DIY is super fun to watch. I am very, very sad. I have searched Joann's, Target, Walmart, Michael's, and I still have yet to find any Lore DIY stuff. I don't know. She said they're everywhere in the US now. However, they have yet to come to my state of Vermont, or at least to my dinky little hometown. So that makes me very sad. I really, really want to get them. Mostly because I think her fabric paints are like super cute. Also, her dog is super cute. Muse is very, very cute. Still, really cool. Maleficent horns. Great for Halloween. Great for cosplay. I know that next month up here is Saratoga Comic Con. My son and I went to I guess they have 2 a year. They have one in the spring and one in the fall, which I didn't know. I thought they only had a spring one. So we went to the one in the spring, and he was Bendy from Bendy and the Ink Machine, and I was Alice Angel. And that was a lot of fun. I was surprised with how well he did. Usually, like, big crowds and stuff like that are a little bit much for him. But he was super good, super great. Spent most of the day wearing his mask. He'd take it off every, like, 5 minutes to, like, catch some air, and then he'd put it right back on. And we had actually quite a few people come and take photos with us. We took photos with people, and that was a lot of fun and a great experience. I think having him going to a smaller one to start with was great. And so he really, really liked it. Maybe next year we can go to like PAX East or something out in Boston. He might enjoy that more. Well, maybe not PAX East. PAX East is more for adults. I think they only let adults in for that one. I don't know. I'll have to check that out. I think there's some other comic conventions I know that are at least not super far away. Maybe within like 5 hours. Boston's a bit of a trip, but you know, at that point, you could, you know, go for 3 or 4 days, go to the comic convention for like 1 day, and then hit up the aquarium, the science museum, Boston Art Museum, which is amazing. Go there. It's great. So is the aquarium. So is the science museum. They're all fantastic places to go. So you don't just have to go for the con. You should just check out, like, if you go to a convention and you're going to be there for a while, check out other things that are going to be in the area too. Like museums and things like that. Generally, they're not super expensive for admission. Probably definitely less than the con tickets you bought. But hey, it's fun. Family trip. Yay! Alright, thank you for watching. I know this is a bit long-winded, but I appreciate you guys actually making it through. You guys have fun. Bye!